We're going.
Okay. All right. So we want to talk about, oh my God, Brandy dancing.
I'm sorry. I'm
Talk
actually
about Brandy
official.
being
I'm
her
actually
fast
official this
fun.
week.
Woo! Okay, anyway, we really want to talk about verbal vomit, and cutting the vomit out of your business and things like that. There's mainly 5 areas that I could come up with really, that I feel like we all probably either have or do tend to vomit sometimes. When you're recruiting, the people you're talking to, potential recruits, potentially party hostesses, a lot of times you get so excited and you're like messaging them and then they're like, this is too much effort, I'm out of here. When you're following up with people, your now customers or people that could be your customers, so your potential customers, and then just on your posts and messages. A lot of times people like to make, lengthy posts. So I'm going to go into some details on all of those areas. And then we're going to do like some scenario type things so you can see like the difference on the good way to say it and then the vomiting kind of way to say it. And I am super guilty. This is something I like completely did when I joined. Literally everybody that joined or that asked me about the business, I got so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, she wants to join my team. I'm going to tell her all she needs to know. And I've even posted in the Glam Girls. If you have not searched on the Glam Girls page, go search. I posted it. I posted my exact messages I had with people, and they were like the whole message length long, like scrolling. It was like, when you hit yellow, you're going to get, a bonus. When you get, this, that. I gave them information about the founders. I gave them information about how we have such a supportive team and the ingredients and like ridiculousness, right? It was actually embarrassing. Going back, I'm like, oh my God, why would I ever do that? So one thing to remember is if you don't want to read a book, don't expect anybody else to read a book because they don't want to hear all that information. As excited as you get, people don't want to read that. They don't have the time to read it even. And you want to, sorry, I'm trying to read these notes and it's not working. I'm in a dark car. All right. So anyway, I'm going to go on. So the first area, like I was talking about, potential recruits. Like I said, you want to go over the comp plan, the ingredients, the founders, your team, things like that. And you don't need to. And I was actually watching a video and the guy was so hilarious. He was like, imagine you really want to see a movie, like super bad want to see a movie. And then your friend comes over and tells you everything about the movie. And he was like, it's not okay. That's not what you want. They ruined it for you, right? And he was talking about, you have to create the curiosity and be brief about things. And that is what continues to like keep people's interest and makes them want to know more and join and, get their feet in so they can learn the details about it. What?
I want to add to that.
Yes. Okay, go.
So the other thing about that is that it's not just you giving them information. You need to be looking at them and finding their problem, what it is that you can solve. Do they want more friends? We have that, right? Like my best friends in the world are in this business. Do they need more money? Do they need, do they want something that's just for them? Like you look for what it is that they need out of the business. So instead of jumping right into, oh my gosh, you're interested in my business, let me spiel on you. What do you do now? Like ask questions, learn about them. That way you can connect. That way when you're making your messages back to them, you're messaging them, not just a prospect, but them.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I love that. And another thing I wanted to add was to always volley your conversations. Make sure you're not doing all the talking. You want to give, a little piece of information and then let them have a chance to answer back to it before you just throw way too much information. Give some info, get some info, give some more info, get more info, it's a give and take kind of thing. And then, another thing, always end with questions. I love this because it's going to promote them responding to you. If you just end with like a solid sentence, there's a good chance they're going to ignore you or forget to respond back. If you leave it with a question, they feel like they have to answer you back. Someone just hopped in. I don't know who it is because the picture hasn't came through yet. But anyway, welcome. Okay, so an example that I had wrote down is you could tell somebody like, this business could do so much for you. That's great, but you're not ending with a question. A way you could say that in the same way is, have you ever thought what this business could do for you? It leaves it as a question. Even if they might not answer it, it's just leaving it as a question, and they feel more apt to respond. Okay, another thing I wrote down is, why aren't you doing what I'm doing? Leaving it as a question versus, you could do what I do, it's $99, right? Leave it with a question. Always choose the question. And I really wanted to add in here, Lauren. Cheryl shared Lauren Pipak's video, and it was really good. And if you haven't watched it, I definitely encourage you to go watch it. But she also talked about, and this is like a totally different topic, so I'm just going to briefly touch on this, but don't lead with the kit value. And I love that idea, because when you lead with the opportunity, people join for the opportunity. If you lead with the value of the kit, they're joining for the kit and just the kit. There's a good chance that they could maybe come over to the opportunity side, but they're mainly interested in the kit. When you're offering the opportunity, people are joining you for the opportunity. They're excited about the opportunity, and that's what they see as has the value. If you lead with the opportunity, that's what they think has that huge value. If you lead with the kit, that's all they see. They're like, oh, they have an awesome kit. You know, it's just a great deal. So anyway, if you haven't seen that video, go watch that video. Another thing is party hostesses. So you can definitely, like I said earlier, you can vomit on party hostesses. And if you do that, it's a good chance that they will check out, and they're not even going to want to party with you, or they just ghost you, or they won't, be as active in the party. So you want to try and be short and sweet with your party hostesses. When you're following up with people, hey, I saw some people joined in. Welcome, guys. If you are following up with people, keep it short and sweet. You can say something like, I saw you received your package. Have you had a chance to try your new products yet? Simple. And I know they say the KISS, KISS. Keep it simple, silly. Cheryl says silly. I said stupid one time, and then I was like, I don't think that's right. Keep it simple, stupid. And then I'm like, wait.
Keep it simple, stupid, but I was like, I don't want to have any negative words, so I'm saying silly.
That's
No negatives.
We'll go. But and again, with your follow-ups, volley the conversation. And then I wanted to touch really fast again on the posts and messages. Short and piquing their curiosity is like super important. If you post a picture of your lashes and you say, oh my gosh, this is the new Epic mascara, I love it, Younique just released this, I normally wouldn't spend this much on a mascara, but I love it, it's so great, it makes my lashes so long, it's way too much. Cut it out. Like, cut all that information out. Short and sweet is what you want. You don't even have to tell about it's Younique. You don't even have to give the name out. You can say, wow, I love these lashes. And then there's a good chance people are going to be like, well, what the heck is that? And there's a good chance also that you are like deterring people away from you if you say, I love this new Younique mascara. Because if somebody has tried a different Younique product and maybe not liked it, maybe they're like, I tried a Younique lipstick before and it didn't work for me, so I'm not even going to ask her about the Younique mascara. You could be turning people away without even knowing it. If you just say, wow, I love my lashes, there's a good chance that they're going to be like, what is this? And then you can tell them more information. So that is the main things I wanted to say. Let me read through this really fast. If you feel like you're saying too much, chances are that you are. And then another thing I watched in a little video training that I did on verbal vomit, it was talking about if you have offered the opportunity to people, and one second, I got some weird people walking around, lock the doors. If you are
Okay.
Oh, hey, Mom. Are you on here?
Yeah.
Oh, hey. Hi, Mom. Gosh, my mom. If you are, if you've offered the opportunity to people and you feel like you told them way too much, don't just never connect with them again, because they could be somebody who wants to join your team. And a lot of times we think like, well, I already screwed up my chance with that person. But also don't go right back into, hey, I've learned from my mistakes, but here, I'm going to offer it to you again. But this video talking about, just simply go and talk to that person and say, hey, I really apologize. I offered you the opportunity when I first joined this business. I was super excited and I kind of blew it. And just tell them, like, my initial approach was done in a wrong way, but I've now learned the right way to run this business, and I just apologize for offering the opportunity in the wrong way. And I really like that idea, because there's a lot of people I have probably spammed like so bad that they're like, don't ever talk to me again. And doing this kind of opens the door up with them, and I really think it will like help people respect you, that you've learned and you've grown in your own business, and that you're not just coming back again to like spam them and offer the opportunity, but it kind of opens that door back up where they might be like, okay, like, she's learned, she's different, like, so they might kind of give you a green light instead of totally giving you a stop sign. But anyway, Cheryl, let me know what you have, and then we'll kind of just chit chat with everybody.
Okay, so one of the big things that I think is super important is when you're going to go and make a post, any post, whether it's a message to someone about recruiting, about a party hostess, about a sale, anything, any post that you're going to put up, say it like out loud, say it out loud. Because if it doesn't sound like something that you would say to your friend, or if it sounds like you would take a pause, then you have to start over. Like, don't, because I've actually read posts, or people send me messages. I get messages all the time from people with other companies trying to recruit me, right? And I'll pick my phone up literally and hold it in my hand and be like this, and I'm like literally disgusted looking at it, because I'm like, why would they think I have time to read all this? They know how busy I am, don't they? Or do they not know me at all? Like, I can't read all this. And I'll put it right back down, and I do not read it. So but if they message me, even if I can feel instantly, oh gosh, this person's going to be trying to recruit me, like, I instantly can feel it. Depending on the person, the kind of post, a lot of times it'll be that I like the post, hoping to, like, help them out, right? Show that whole nice, being nice to another network marketer, whatever kind of thing, like reciprocating each other. And then they'll start messaging me, and if they start with like a book or a paragraph, that's it, I'm done. Like, a lot of times I don't even respond to those people. But if they message me and like, hey Cheryl, what are you up to? Or I saw that you blah 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 the other day, I'll answer them, and we might go back and forth for a while, and then they might say, hey, have you ever thought about doing XYZ? And I'm like, yeah, not really interested. I'm totally happy where I'm at, and that's it. But that's me. But if they came to me immediately, but we built that bond, right? So I'm going to see their post, they're going to see my post. So if it's someone who is on the fence, they're seeing your post, went at them and had a conversation, not just you sent them a message and then boom, it was over. That was it. And keeping your post simple, keep people engaged. The moment that you put up this long post that they want to like respond back to you in the middle of it, they're just not going to keep reading. Like, it's just too much. So make sure that you're saying what you want to say out loud, because if it's not something you would say naturally in a conversation, then they're not going to read it, and it's opportunity blown. No matter what, opportunity blown. Even if every bit of information you're putting out there is fantastic. But we can go ahead and go into scenarios.
Hey, let me add something really fast. And this is just kind of two things that have happened to me, and I was like, whoa. So like I said, probably everybody who's in network marketing has either had their experience with vomiting, either giving it or getting it. But anyway, I have had two people who completely different people. They did not know each other at all, and they both sent me almost similar party invitations. So I guess their company was having them send out like this certain script as party invitations, but they were like, hey Becca, I'm having a whatever party at so-and-so time, like, would you like to join me? I know you would be interested because you have a kid, or blah blah blah, whatever. But the same exact script, like, from two completely different people that do not know each other, different hostess. So make sure you're also teaching your party hostesses not to vomit and to like just send out a mass script, like something that is going to be sent out all over. And the other thing I wanted to say is I also had a scenario where somebody had sent me an opportunity. I don't even think she was sharing the business opportunity. She was sharing about products. She wanted me to purchase products, and she gave me paragraphs of all the deals that they had to offer. And then at the end, her last sentence was, "How's the baby?" So that is a not good way to connect or to end it with a question, because it was like she didn't care to get to say anything about me, and it was like blah 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 blah, discount this deal, this blah blah blah, how's the baby? Like,
I remember that one.
It was so random, but so just be genuine with it and like make it a natural conversation. Like Cheryl said, you have to make it. I mean, she face to face, she would not give me the deals first and then ask how's the baby. She would definitely ask about my child and things like that in a conversation, and then say, oh, also I wanted to tell you like this, so make sure, like Cheryl said, I really did like that, that you have to be willing to say that to someone face to face. And if you're not willing to say it face to face, you're probably vomiting. So
I watched a video from Todd Falcone. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but Todd, right? Falcone is his last name. Whatever his first name is, doesn't really matter. He was saying that he was leading a network marketing conference, and on the plane there were other network marketers on the plane, and that he had conversations with two different people who were obviously never going to get very far, because they both, the moment they started talking, they never shut up. And he's in multiple businesses. He's a multi-millionaire, all on network marketing, and they didn't once ask him anything about himself. So they were just like spent a long period of time pitching their business, talking about their business and the products and the compensation plan and how it's the best ever, and they never asked him what he did. And he could have even been with their company, and they were busy spending all this time pitching and never asked him. Like, and in real, so people even do it in real life. So be careful and make sure that you're getting to know the person, because that's so important. I mean, if I met Todd Falcone, I would want him on my team. Like, and he's a dude and he doesn't wear makeup, but he's right. So I would want him on my team.
Yeah.
And they blew the opportunity to even have a chance because they wouldn't stop talking about themselves. His face is talking about them was pretty hilarious. He was obviously very annoyed.
Yes. Do you guys have any questions first before we like talk about any kind of scenarios, or does anyone have any questions?
Nope.
Or anything to add even?
Okay.
I hate those invites too.
It was so random, and that's something that like stuck with me, but not in a good way. Like,
Yeah. I think it's a company-wide script that they give them.
yeah, not cool. Not cool at all.
So how's the baby? So how's the baby? Exactly.
Well, and that's another thing. I'm like, she's a toddler. Like, she wasn't even a baby at that time. I'm like, what? It was so crazy. But anyway, how do you want to do this, Cheryl? I don't know.
Well, what's a place where you feel like you might vomit, where you feel like you might say too much? What situation do you find yourself in where you feel like you don't know the right thing to say?
Does anybody have any?
I usually opportunity vomit, but I found myself today saying more, what are your questions? What are your concerns?
Mm-hmm.
You tell me what you'd like to know.
Right.
Yeah.
So, so let's do two things here. One, I'm the kind of person who I do want all the information, right? But if you give it all to me without me asking, it's a big turnoff. When I came to Becca about the opportunity, she actually did a really great job with me, I feel like.
Thank God.
Because she answered my questions, but I think she was I think honestly, as much as she did the right thing, I think that she may have done it thinking like, who the hell is this girl? She's asking so many questions. I wish she would just shut up.
Maybe I watched a video that was like, please don't vomit on people. And I was like, oh man, I blew it with the last ones. I better get this one right.
So she was very, like, she just gave me exactly answers to what I asked. Like, hey, I'm interested in the business. What can you tell me a little more? And she was like, oh, it's great. The kit is awesome. And you run over here to sign up and I'll get you added to my team pages. And I was like, tell me anything, lady. I messaged her and was like, okay, well, how much money can you make doing this? How good are the and I like asked her, I mean, I probably drove her crazy because I asked her like 100 questions. But opposite side of that would be, hey, Brandy, I think that you might be interested in this opportunity I have. So let me tell you about it. So I want you to sign up as a unique presenter. It's $99 and the kit comes with and you're going to get the rights to sell the product. And oh my gosh, on your birthday every year, they're going to give you $25 in white cash. So the very first thing that you're going to do is you're going to try to make white status, and that's $125 in sales. Then you're going to want to make yellow status. That's $1,000 in sales, but you don't have to do that all in 1 month. That's not a big deal. You can do that for several months. And then you're going to get a pay raise. Oh my God.
Oh my God, it's just for you right now.
I mean, you already want to shut me up, right?
I already joined and I want to shut you up.
Right, exactly. So the right way to handle that would be, Becca, you go ahead.
The right way to handle that would be, be brief. First off, you want to be very brief and pique their interest. And I mean, it depends, because you need to answer their questions, like Cheryl said. If they've asked you about specifics, like if somebody asked me if the kit has, certain products, then I try not to like blow up like writing each individual product. I like to send like a picture of the products, or send like something. Sorry guys, my phone keeps like blinking out on me. Send something that says like what products it contains, but I don't like to send a bunch of like words, or I even try and cut it down. But answer their questions. But you have to be brief. Definitely do not do what Cheryl just did, because that's the kind of stuff I would do whenever I first joined. But I'm trying to think. Yeah.
Answer the question simply, like say, like, if someone says, hey, I'm interested in the opportunity, I think you would be great at this, and I have so much training. You're going to get so many products, and I will help train you to where you need to be. As soon as you get started, I'll get you in team pages where we have all kinds of training, and leave it at that. Like, I mean, obviously end it with a question, not with, I'm going to get you added, period. But, leave it at that. Don't go into anything about statuses or pay raises or amount that they have to sell or anything like that, because until they ask, I mean, some people may know how it works. Some people may have already studied the back office, and some people may not care. They're not really in it to make a ton of money yet. They're in it just to get some income, and they feel like they've heard about Tupperware and Avon and Mary Kay and things their whole life. So they know you just sell some products, and they'll figure out the rest as they go.
And another thing to add on to that is, like she said, they may have already studied it, and they may already know. So if you're like double telling them, it's like too much info, right? But a lot of people, they don't want that info. They will learn as they go. And a lot of people dive in not knowing much at all, and that's okay, because there is training out there, and they can learn as they go. I'd watched a training a while back ago on a Black status presenter. I can't even remember who it was, but she was talking about, like, she would answer their questions briefly and be very like vague about things, and unless they asked specifics, then she would kind of give them specifics. But if not, it was pretty much straight into the point. Here is a site. Once you get signed up, I can help you. And really just like trying to let them know that she would be there for them, but that you don't have to know everything from the beginning. And I think that's important, because you really don't. You can't. There's no way to like really, I mean, there is, but most people don't know every detail about Younique in the beginning. So you can give them that comfort. I'll be here for you, and I can help you along the way, but you don't have to know everything before you get going. So does anybody else have any areas that they feel like they really struggle? I know sometimes I'll help my mom respond to people, and love you, Mom.
Okay, I'm not going to get my feelings hurt. Go ahead.
But she'll respond to somebody. They'll tell her they like the product or something, and it's like she writes like a paragraph of information back to them. And I'm like, okay, wait, what is actually necessary information? I just want to go back to this really fast because I think this is so important. What is actually necessary? Do you really need to say, like, I'm so happy you love your products, like, it's great to hear that? Like, don't reiterate and, like, over and over the same thing. Like, I'm happy you love your products. You don't have to say, like, it's great to hear that. I love the products too. Don't just over and over. You
You
can
just say great. You just say super. Now.
but usually cut your paragraphs down to smaller messages, and people will appreciate that. They don't have the time to read huge long messages. So I did want to throw that in there because I feel like that's something that's really important. Every time before I hit send, I really feel like it's a big deal. Your responses are a big portion of your business, and how you message people is a big portion of your business. Whenever I joined, I did not realize that. I didn't realize that the way I responded, the way I message people would be such a big portion of the business. But it affects people, like if they're going to buy from you again, if they're going to, appreciate how you've approached them and things like that. And like I said, like it's not too late. You can go back and apologize to people that you've spammed on, but it does make things harder. So it's easier in the beginning if you get it right the first time, or try to not give them too much at a time.
One of the big places where I feel like I've have struggled with when it comes to word vomit is when people agree to be a party hostess, but they say, yeah, I'll do it. What does it take? And then I'll find that I can't get them to set a date. And I'm like, you said, yeah. Why won't you choose a date? And I'm sure going back and reading through my messages, it's because I'm like, they're like, yeah, what does it take? And I'm like, oh, it's not going to be a big thing at all. I'm going to set up a 10-day event. You're going to invite some people. But I want you to send them all private messages so that they are more likely to say yes, because I found that works better. And then I'm going to post in that party like every day, and I want you to comment on everything, and I want you to like everything, and I want you to post in there when you want. And it's like way too much. Like, instead of just saying like, hey girl, I'll teach you as we go. Like, it's no big deal. I'm going to start an event and we'll figure it out as we go. As soon as I started doing that, almost everybody I talk to says yes and sets a date. Like, I talk to so many people and I get them to say yes and they set a date, and it's because I'm sure it's because, again, the keep it simple, like I'm just making it as simple as I possibly can, like not going into anything.
Yeah, and another thing on the party hostesses is people they want it simple, and they want it to be easy. If they feel like they're going to have to put in a lot of work for something, there's a good chance that they're not going to want to host a party, or they're not going to even care to be active, because they might earn free makeup or free products, but if I'm going to have to work hard at something, it's not really fun anymore, right? So if you make it seem like it's going to be simple, you're going to help them, you'll walk them through it, and you don't have to dump all the information on them the first day. Over the course of time, you can give them the information to add some people to the group, their closest friends, things like that. And then over time, you can tell them like, hey, I'd love if you'd like the post throughout the party. It's really going to help your friends get interacted too. Or you can tag a friend and, don't just dump it all at once. You can do it throughout the days, and I think that'll really help as well. So does anybody else have any other questions before we hop off, or any comments or suggestions or insight?
I missed the first few minutes, but I just want to say, way to go, Brandy, on a new.
We're so proud of you. That's so awesome. And she sponsored someone today too.
Who did?
Brandy.
Oh.
She's like, yeah, I know that.
Oh, did you know that?
Yeah, she knew that.
Craft Start, and she sponsored. Yeah. Okay.
What? Yeah.
This trunk will be mine.
Yes, you're going to get that trunk, girl. Yes. Super awesome month. Well, thank you guys all for hopping on. I hope you got some information from this. Actually, I haven't even talked to Cheryl about this, but next week, for our call, I think I'm going to put a post up in the Glam Girls after this for suggestions. And I would like to get some suggestions, because we have a lot of topics that we feel like would be good for training for everybody. And we've been trying to like knock those out. But I really feel like we should ask for your suggestions as well, so you guys can have a chance to tell us what you think or what would be beneficial for your business. I've done this sometimes in the Glam Girls, and usually I put something up and with like 5 options, and people, you know, put in importance, and I get like the first videos done and then I never get to the others. So I want to put up another post where everybody gets a chance to put what they're needing help with. So if you'll participate in that post, I'll really appreciate it, so we can get like a topic for next week or even the next few weeks that is something that's going to help you with your business. So, well, thanks, guys. The replay will be posted, so if you missed the first few minutes, just jump back on and you can watch it later. So we'll post that in the Glam Girls tonight too.
Yep.
All right, guys. Have an awesome week. See you later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.